G'day and welcome to the Bald and Bored YouTube channels with me, Tony, and sometimes the Missus and Nat. On today's adventure, we're going to be taking a look at a beach that I haven't covered on any of my channels. In fact, I haven't actually been to this beach, believe it or not, here in Phuket. Which beach am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Laemsing Beach, and for a long time it's been quite difficult to access this beach simply because the land adjacent to the beach was owned privately. They used to charge to go across it. They were stopped by the local government from doing that, and they closed that area off, boarded it up and said no trespassers allowed. And of course, over the years, people have still gone across that land. Not something I would recommend you do, because obviously you are trespassing, and if the owners are not appreciative of that, you could find yourself in a sticky position. However, in recent weeks, I have seen some reviews saying there is now a coastal path to this beach. So that's what we're going to be exploring today. And to get to it, you need to come down to the beautiful Surin Beach. And apparently it is at the very southern end, and I can see a sign there, and people have mentioned this sign, that you follow this path and it will take you onto Laemsing Beach. Now you can get to the beach via a boat. Obviously they run from Surin, Kamalar, Patong to Laemsing Beach, but there is a charge involved if you decide to go on the boat, and these charges, well, they can vary vastly. Some people say they've managed to find prices for 100 baht each way, and then others have said that it's as much as 1500 baht, and I guess that's going to vary depending on the time of year, of course. So high season it's going to cost a little bit more, but I can see the sign there, it says to Laemsing Beach, so we're going to follow that and explore it, see how accessible this path is, and whether it's influenced by the tides, whether there's any patches where you need to be careful of the tide being in, it may cut the path off. I don't know, I've never walked along this. In fact, I only found out about it a few weeks ago, and I've been wanting to come down and take a look myself. So that's what we're doing today. See whether it's family friendly, i.e. if you've got kids, then it might be a great little excuse that you can tell the kids, come on, we're going on a little adventure, and you can take them round to Laemsing Beach. Now, I was over in Patong a few weeks ago, and I actually asked about a boat to Laemsing Beach, and the guy asked me for how many people, and I just wanted a price, so I said 2 people Laemsing Beach, and he quoted me 1500 baht, and that was in April. So now he didn't say whether that was there and back. I'm presuming it was there and back, but he didn't say. Beautiful. I can see that the beach is still clear, which is excellent. Beautiful day. We are in late April now. We're coming up to the end of the month, and people often ask me, when's a good time to come to Phuket? And I would say now, straight after Sokran. Now, the reason why I say that is because technically we have now gone into low season, and of course low season you find better deals on hotels, vehicle rental, even restaurants and shopping. Now, I'm presuming you go up here, I don't know, up the rocks. You do have to be a little bit careful. Now, I did read one comment saying this path is not ideal to do it in flip-flops, and I have put some trainers on just to be on the safe side. And what I would recommend you do is, if you want to attempt this, stick some trainers on, and okay, you got to work it out, there we go, and maybe bring a small bag, put your flip-flops in the bag so you can stick them on once you get to the beach. At the moment it doesn't look like, well, I would say the tide does come in here because I can see it's wet there, so you do have to be mindful of the tide, and I would say we're going up here by the looks of it, which is away from the sea, which is not a bad thing because obviously the tides, as I say, and up to now it's not a bad little path. Should take us about 15 minutes to get there, or so people have said on the comments for Leamsing Beach. And there are plenty of signs, which is nice to see, because it would be easy to go the wrong way. And hopefully you can come and enjoy this beach. A beach I've often, whoa, don't know what that was, often wanted to go and take a look at. Because from the viewpoint, it looks really nice. Now I've said this before when I've been doing these type videos, you do need to be mindful of the ground and what's on the ground and what's around you, because of course here in Thailand we do have snakes, and some of those snakes are venomous and you don't want to get bit by them. And obviously in places like this you may see one, and if you do, then just give it a wide berth, stay away from it, don't approach it, and you'll be fine. But you need to be mindful of where you're putting your feet, just in case. And one person in the reviews said, don't wander off the path, stay on the main path, because there's no other way of getting there apart from this path. So I've noticed one or two little sprouts off this path. Don't get going down them, because apparently they're just dead ends and you won't be able to get to the beach. Okay. So up to now, reasonable, the path. We've got a lovely view, look at the view. Surin there, wow. Fantastic. Through the trees. Now, I wouldn't say this is suitable for very young children. You know, if you've got to carry them or in a pushchair, there's no way you're going to be able to do this. But youngish, maybe 7 upwards, down to your own discretion really. Should be able to walk along here quite easily by the looks of it. And it certainly offers some fantastic views, that's for sure. Wow, beautiful. And as you can see, the weather today, lovely. And it's been like this really most of April. We've had 1 or 2 showers and we are starting to see clouds build up, but this is why I mentioned now is a good time to come to Phuket, because it's a lot less busier. Driving through Kata, Karon, Patong this morning, it's very much quiet. So if you don't like the crowded times, peak times, then that would be a good option, because it's a little bit more pocket friendly. There's a few more deals about. I know my wife Nat, she's doing some deals on the bikes, so if you are coming over, give us a shout. Check out the description down below. Her Facebook page for the hire company is in there. How good is this? Wow, I'm liking this path, I've got to say. Really nice. I'm enjoying this. It's getting me a little bit out of breath, but that's not surprising because of the heat and the humidity. It's the humidity that's the problem more than the heat. It is very humid. This month, April, humidity's through the roof, if I'm honest. So as long as you don't mind the occasional shower, obviously I can't guarantee what the weather's going to be like from year to year, but this April has been lovely, really nice. As long as you don't mind that, the heat and the humidity, then now is definitely a good time. Okay, well, you can see yourself, plenty of signs. So you're not going to get lost, and it's a little adventure if you're over here with the family. You can come along here, do a little bit of exploring, spend a few hours on a lovely beach. Well, I say a lovely beach, I've not actually been on it. We're gonna have a look. It does look a lovely beach from the viewpoint. About there. Okay, now we're coming around the corner. We should start to see Camelot in the distance. Oh, a little footbridge. Huh, how cool. It's always best to take your time, make sure that these things are safe to walk across and that. Just have a look at them. Don't want any nasty accidents around here, because I haven't seen anybody else coming. I have seen a few people on the beach this morning from the viewpoint. Okay, so we've got to go. Again, the path's not 100% clear here. Just work your way down these rocks. They've got some ropes just behind me to stop you, well, I say to stop you from falling. I don't know how effective they would be, but they're there. Whew. Now, the one thing I did forget to do this morning was pick up a bottle of water from the Severn. It's always a good idea when you're going on these little adventures to carry some water or some refreshment of some sort. I'm not sure whether there's anybody selling anything on the beach in the way of drinks. People have reported there have been a few vendors on the beach, but how often they're there, I don't know. So I wouldn't rely on it. I would recommend, if you're going to come here for a few hours or maybe more, then definitely pick up something from the Severn or one of the convenience stores, one of the mini marts. Wow, just check out the colour of the water. Wow, that is beautiful. And up to now, this is a very pleasant path. You can see Camelot just over there in the distance. As far as I know, there's not a way round from Camelot Beach to here. This is the only way walking. As I've said, a few people have crossed private land, and that is something that I would not recommend you do, because the Thai people can be a little bit funny when it comes to trespassing, and you can quickly find yourself in maybe an altercation with somebody. The best thing to do is be very apologetic if you're crossing private land, especially if there's signs up. Then you should know better. I know people have done it and got away with it, but the owners may not have been there at that time. You never know. Now, I have read about this. Here there's a little restaurant that you can stop at and get some drink on your travel around. I don't know what the food is like. They sell food, of course, but remember, you will pay for where you are, the view, so it's not going to be as cheap as some of the smaller restaurants that you will find in town. But a nice spot to come and sit, maybe on your way back, enjoy the view. Now, where does the path go? I'm guessing it goes through the restaurant. I don't know. It's not very clear. So we'll go through this way, because I don't see a way to get through on the end of the decking, and I'm presuming, well, that's great. I mean, you can see yourself, they got some choice of different Thai dishes. They're going to do drinks here, of course, so should you need some drink food, Swaddy Cap, good morning, then this might be a little gold mine to stop at. And I just see a menu here, so I'm going to be quickly cheeky. 100, 150 baht, 200. Not too bad really, considering where you are. I mean, prices will vary, I'm guessing. What I'm seeing is the average between 100 and 200 baht, which isn't too bad at all, to be fair. I think that's quite reasonable considering where you are. Beautiful view. Now, I was going to say you could come and see the sunset, but that wouldn't probably be ideal, because obviously walking along that path in the dark may not be the best idea. But there in front is Leamsing Beach. Some jet skis there. I don't know whether that's just people that have hired them from Camelot, come round, or whether they're actually for hire. I can see a few sunbeds. People have mentioned there are sunbeds and parasols on the beach. So again, if you need them, they're there. But what a great little beach this is. And now, with this path, or finding this path, somebody down there in the jet ski. Fantastic. I wouldn't mind a jet ski. It's in the back of my mind to buy a jet ski so we can go around the coastline of Phuket and perhaps a little bit further afield. I don't know the range of the jet skis. Some have better range than others, I believe. But I know that if you're going to use it for yourself, you need if you're not a tourist and just hiring it for a short time, you need a proper marine license to be legal on them. Like everything else, you need the correct papers. A lot of people don't have the correct papers. For tourists, it's okay because the people that own them have the licenses, or should have. Not always the case. But wow, I can see what people have mentioned about the watercolour. Just check out the colour here. That is beautiful. Let's just take a few minutes. Certainly less people on it. If you're after a more secluded spot, then this is the one, because not everybody's going to want to walk around the coast line like we've just done. And not everybody is going to want to pay for a boat because, as I said, low season you're probably going to get better deals on it, but again you've got to be careful of the weather. High season could be expensive. So if you know how much the boats are from Surin, I mean, I've heard people say 100 baht. Is that accurate? If you've got any experience taking a boat to here, then drop it down in the comments section, please, because I'd love to hear from you and just know roughly how much. I haven't asked on Surin Beach myself. I might do that when I go back, and if I do, I will put it in the video and display it if I can get an accurate price. But just bear in mind we're late April, so obviously December, February, them type months, high season, prices may go up. In low season it's going to be cheaper because I'm sure they're going to want to encourage people now. Okay, so we got some steps down. Just take my time. Don't want to slip. And we are here on Laemsing. First time here. First time on this beach. So really pleased that I managed to get here one way or the other. A few rocks, and here it is. Let's take a look. So on this sign you can actually see that they're running a service, and it does say 100 baht per person on that sign, and this is at the moment in April. Whether they'll change the sign in high season I don't know, or whether it's the same price, but if it is only 100 baht, then I would say that's very reasonable. I presume that's both ways, there and back. I don't know. It doesn't say, or does it? Per person. It doesn't say that it's only one way. So I'm guessing it's from Surin to here and back again. And I'm sure you're going to have to wait until they've got a few people. So depending on how many people are waiting for the boat, depends on how quickly they'll run backwards and forwards. I'm going to just do it for one person. But looking at the quality of the sand, it looks like it's reasonably well looked after, which is surprising because of where it is. Now let's take a look at the water. Now I'm going to hazard a guess because we've got some life vests there. So I'm guessing that they're hiring these jet skis out. So you could probably hire the jet skis. I don't know how much they are. I might ask this guy as he's coming over. See how much. Sawadee Kap. Good morning. Good morning. How much for the jet ski? How much? Let's have a look. 15 minutes, 1,200.
One people?
Yeah.
Two people?
Okay.
Same price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, cob and cap.
See you,
Yeah,
later.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So there you go. You've seen the prices yourself. Jet skis are never cheap here in Phuket. They are quite expensive to hire. You make up your own minds whether you think that's good value or not. Um, it's not for a very long time. Normally it's about 30 minutes or an hour, but here it's very short and quite expensive. But it is an experience. I used to hire them many years ago. Now I live out here, I don't bother so much. People say there's a lot of scams with them. Again, we've talked about this on other videos. Just use common sense, you know, have a look around the jet ski if you're going to hire one. Make sure there's no obvious damage. Film it, take pictures, try and get the vendor in the shot as well. Just to show the vendor you're not an idiot. Got another one there, I think probably they'd be the same prices, 20 minutes for 1,500, so I think that's a little bit longer than the first one, 30 minutes and 60 minutes. But it's nice to have if you want to go off and explore around here. Just be mindful if you're back late, it could be penalties. You know what they're like over here. So, but yeah, really nice beach to come and spend a few hours on. And I can see, looking at the beach, there's plenty of trees at the back edge. So obviously if you don't want to hire the parasols, they're normally around the 200 to 300 mark. People have mentioned that they've gone up. Obviously this is a bit more of an isolated beach, so they might charge more because they haven't got the competition on the beach. They may not, I don't know. If you know how much the price is, please again drop it in the comment section down below. Let me know the prices of the sunbeds on this beach. I might go and ask on the way back when I've not got the camera set up, rather than, because again these beaches as we've talked about before, are not meant to have commercial activity on. Now there used to be a way down here through the land when they were charging, but they blocked it all off. But people still try to use it. Again, as I mentioned earlier, be mindful, it's private property. But yeah, beautiful. I'm really liking this beach actually. First time. Some nice accommodation up there as well. Look at that. What a spot. Wow. That would be fantastic staying in there. I think those are called Laemsing villas, if I remember right. And I believe you can rent them out. Wow. Fantastic. Nice beach actually. Very nice. Plenty of places to grab a bit of shade as well if the heat gets too much. I would say with the direction of the sun, you're going to have shade in the morning, but in the afternoon it's going to be limited because the sun's going to be on this side to the ocean, shining back towards the shade. But some rocks as well. People have said it's good for snorkeling here. So I can see somebody out there with a snorkel. So I'm sure it is. And a really nice beach to explore. Okay, so drop some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Would you attempt the coastal path? Honestly, it didn't seem too bad. I am sweating a little bit, but bearing in mind it is very humid. But it's actually a nice walk. It didn't take too long to get here, and it's well worth it. I think the beach is really nice. So drop some comments down below. As I say, check out the description if you're looking for vehicle hire. Of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media with others so other people can enjoy it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you like this sort of content on Thailand and Phuket. And that is it. I eat, I ride, I explore. Until next time, I'll see you soon.